Hi, it's me, Mrs. Stafford, once again for our last installment of our theme, kindness. Remember what kindness means. It means having the quality or state of being friendly, generous, gentle, and considerate. Our treasure verse this month is found in Luke 6:31. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But before we get into our story, here are some of you choosing to be kind.
Michelle, can I wash the dishes?
That would be fantastic.
Yeah. Look, the neighbors left their trash bag. I'm gonna go put it outside and throw in the trash.
Wow, that was awesome! I'm so glad that some of you shared your kindness with us today. I'm sure that there are a lot of you doing kind things, and I want you to know that your family, your teachers, and I appreciate that so much. For the last 4 weeks, I've been reading you stories about being kind. Stories about the invisible boy, Be Kind, I Walk with Vanessa, I Am Human, and the story of the Good Samaritan. Now, I want to share a personal story with you. It shows the wonderful people that showered me and my family with kindness. As far as I can remember, my mom loved having people over. I remember people coming over all the time. Most of them were family and some close family friends. My mom would always make sure that those who came over were fed. She would also joke around with them too, just to make them feel at home. Even as I got older and brought my friends over, she would welcome them by making sure they ate and simply just talking with them. She showered them with kindness. When I got to the age of when I could work and get paid, I landed a part-time job where my mom worked. Even there you can see her offering food to her coworkers or making them smile and laugh. She showered them with kindness. About 20 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with a kidney disease. Even then, she still welcomed people into our home, fed them and made them laugh. She showered them with kindness. For the past 10 years, my mom was in and out of the hospital. When she was feeling good enough, she would joke with the nurses or even the visitors. She showered them with kindness. This past summer, my mom went into the hospital. She got so sick that she went into a deep state coma. She was in the hospital for almost 3 weeks. This was a devastating blow to my dad, my sisters, and I. When my mom's brothers and sisters heard that she was in the hospital, all of them rushed over. Most of them live an hour away, and almost every day for those 3 weeks, at least one, if not all, came over. They brought us food, water, kept us company, prayed for us, and offered to help with anything we needed. They showered us with kindness. Close friends and church members came by also to see if we needed anything. They spoke with us and prayed with us. They too showered us with kindness. When my mom first went into the hospital, my dad wanted to stay by her side, but because of COVID-19 restrictions, they were not allowing any visitors. So my youngest sister, who has experience with these types of things, called the social worker, and they were able to get permission to allow only my dad to visit her for a maximum of 2 hours every day. My sisters and I wanted to see her too, so my youngest sister continued to call and work with the social worker to allow us to visit. The social worker did all that she could do, and she did. We were finally allowed to see my mom, but just for a day. She showered us with kindness. We were worried about my mom being in the hospital alone, and there were a lot of questions and concerns. So every day we would call the nurse to ask how my mom was doing. One nurse offered to do FaceTime so that we can see her. Another nurse even talked us through procedures and status updates. When we called the doctors, they did their very best to explain what was happening with my mom, and you can tell they were being sensitive and caring about it. They showered us with kindness. On July 23, 2020, my mom passed away. News of her passing spread, and family and friends from all over the world, including the Philippines, contacted us by FaceTime, Facebook, and phone calls. The very next day, flowers and food were delivered personally from people who I work with. They showered us with kindness. As we prepared for funeral arrangements, the biggest worry was the cost. My mom and dad did not have the money to cover expenses such as this, so my sisters, my dad, and I brainstormed ideas of how we can get the money. Mind you, close family and close friends gave money, but it just wasn't enough. So we decided that we might have to get a small loan from a bank to help us pay for the funeral. My dad and I were ready to go to the bank when something stopped me. I think it was the Holy Spirit telling me to wait. So I told my dad, you know what? Let's wait a couple of days. That very same day, 3 checks came in the mail. The next day, 2 checks came in the mail. Since then, every day, checks for $20 to $500 came in the mail each day from family and friends. By the time the money was due, we had enough money to pay for the funeral expenses. This is how my family and I were showered with kindness. My mom being kind to her family and friends made an impact on them, so much that they too showed the same kindness to her husband and children. Being kind is a choice. Whether it is returned or not, you will never know the impact you'll have on someone. Recall what Luke 6:31 says, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." And remember, choose to be kind.